What's up, guys? Welcome back to Deck Tech for Decks. I'm your host Caleb. If you want to support me, you can always use that TCGplayer link in the description down below, or as always, just liking, commenting, subscribing will do the trick. Another thing, guys, if you would follow me on Moxfield, that would be amazing. I'm trying to make it to 1,000 followers, and it helps you as well. It's super easy to duplicate my deck list there, and honestly edit them to your taste and your playgroup style. So if you guys would follow me there, that would be amazing. Thank you for all the support, and now let's get into the Deck Tech. King of the Oathbreakers. I think this guy has the potential to be the most annoying Voltron commander ever printed. And why? You just can't get rid of this guy. Target him, he says, nope, not dealing with that shit. Phases out, I'll see you on your next upkeep. Another thing he does is protect all of the equipment attached to him while doing that, and at the small price of having to carry more interaction. All we have to do is target our commander and he says, nope, I'm gone. This is going to be amazing because now we can just run double removal. Double removal is going to be amazing because now it's a white-black permissions Voltron deck. Hey, if you swing at me with that 10-10 while my Voltron commander is phased out, it will cease to exist, and they know you're not bluffing because you already have 5 removal spells in your graveyard. This is going to be weak to go wide token strategies, but we do have some ways to mitigate that with Ink Shield. So if they try to crack back, we can just say nope, no combat damage, and also now I have an army of Inklings. Deal with that. So if this sounds like a deck tech you'd like to get into, let's get into it. Let's start off by knocking out those equipment cards. First is the utility equipment that ramps us. We have Sword of the Animist, Bitterthorn, and Sword of Hearth and Homes. Getting lands onto the battlefield in Orzhov has never been so easy. Sword of Forge and Frontier is also super solid because it is card advantage while also ramping us if we have an extra land to play. Moving on to card advantage equipment, we have Mask of Memories and Sword of Fire and Ice. Now we're dealing some damage here and there, drawing a lot of cards and doing exactly what we need to do to further our game plan. We have our steroid equipment that makes this King of the Oathbreakers super swole. Black Blade Reforged, Colossus Hammer, and Cranial Plating will all be super options for this. Now let's slap some keywords on him with Onagi Nada, Shadow Spear, Luxodon Warhammer, and Sword of Vengeance. Super solid cards to literally just put some words on him. Wand of Orcus and this super shiny sword that I refuse to mispronounce are going to be super solid for creating blockers. The super shiny sword also very synergistic with our commander because it does create those spirit tokens. Next up, we have our utility equipment with Sword of Feast and Famine, Hammer of Nazan, and Masterworks of Ingenuity. Hammer of Nazan is extremely good here because it just throws equip cost out the window, and now we can hold all of our mana open for interaction. The only thing you do need to look out for with Sword of Feast and Famine is he will now have protection from black, so you cannot target him with your black removal spells. Umazawa's Jitte is also an amazing card. It's just super toolboxy and does whatever we need it to do. Swift of Boots, auto include, gives our commander some protection. That way we know he's not going to be targeted, at least by our opponents. Let's talk about some of our equipment-based synergies. Pure Still Paladin, one of the best cards in the deck. Again, we're throwing the equip cost out the window, and we are also drawing cards. Saram is also another solid card draw engine in the deck. Armored Sky Hunter. This guy's amazing. Digging you 6 cards deep is actually kind of insane. Sigarda's Aid, again getting rid of the equip cost, that's going to be extremely important because we need to hold open that interaction. It also gives our equipment flash. Again, this lets us hold open interaction before casting our equipment spells. So right before our turn, if we didn't need to cast any of our interaction, boom, we can just cast our equipment spells. Super good in the deck. Brass Squire, again, just throwing equip cost out the window. Forge Anew is super flexible. It returns equipment from our graveyard. It will make it to where at least one equipment doesn't have an equip cost this turn, and then additionally it'll let us move our equipment around at instant speed, which can be extremely impactful. Stoneforge Mystic and Stone Hero Giant are my tutors of choice. Danitha, Foundry Inspector, and Cloud Key are all going to lower the cost of our equipment spells. That way we can just cast more per turn. This is better than just overall ramp because again, if you cast 2 equipment spells, that's like you having 2 extra mana in a way. Let's talk about some of the key pieces in the deck. We have Mavinda. This is not only going to make those removal spells reusable to target our commander. If we do get crazy with the ramp, we can start using the removal spells on our opponents. Now, I can't really see that happening, but it is an option. Luminarch Ascension. This is strictly in the deck for protection. Now we can activate it on our opponent's turns for instant blockers. Another thing, you might think that this is not getting off because we only have one blocker, but remember, we are constantly threatening our opponents with removal spells. Hey, don't attack me or I will remove that creature is going to be a valid threat in this deck. Ink Shield, this is going to be a card people don't see coming. They're going to wait for you to tap out, you have nothing up, and then they're going to swing in with a bunch of little creatures with, hey, you can't remove them all, and then you cast this, and they're not expecting that, and now you have a board state as big as theirs, as long as they attacked you with everything, and you still have your commander coming back into play next turn. Guardian of Faith and Clever Concealment are not only solid protection spells, they will also just double up the amount of spirit tokens you have on the battlefield since everything phases out and then comes back in. We also have Teferi's Protection. This one will just again protect your life total while phasing out everything, so you'll come back with a decent sized board state, and again your life total will be unchanged. Moving on to card draw, we have Black Market Connection. I like this in the deck because every option is usable. Treasure tokens, we'll take it. A card, we will take it, and then a body. Hey, if we do lose our commander, equipping something with equipment is gonna be the route. So having a body on the field for either a blocker or just something to equip is going to be amazing in the deck. Phyrexian Arena, way worse than Black Market Connections, but we still welcome it because we are in Orzhov. Esper Sentinel, we can equip this guy. He's a body and he draws us cards. That's basically what I'm looking for in this category. Knight's Whisper and Read the Bones are just gonna dig us deep, getting us to what we need early game. Moving on to ramp, we have your standard stuff with Wayfarer's Bauble, Mind Stone, and then we run Arcane Signet, Orzhov Signet, and Talisman of Hierarchy. I also wanted to give Archaeomancer's map a try. I've seen it do some disgusting things, so I'm ready to try it out. Last but not least, we can't forget that Soul Ring. Now let's talk about that vast removal. We have Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile. Super efficient, one-costed removal spells. Bone Shards, Dispatch, and Dismember are also going to be extremely efficient. Just 1 mana, boom, remove something, or target our commander. Go for the Throw and Baleful Mastery are not as good, but hey, they are still pretty good in a pinch. Despark, pretty good. Our commander is 4 CMC, so it can target him, and also just exiling something 4 CMC is amazing. Dispatch, pretty good for those artifacts and enchantment removal. Generous Gift just gets rid of whatever we're having a problem with. Anguish Unmaking, not as flexible, but still amazing. Hagra Mauling, this is basically just a land that doubles up as removal, so definitely include it in there. Damn, this one's really flexible. It can either be single target removal or a board wipe. I'm gonna be honest, I've never cast it for single target removal, but maybe I will need to do that one day. I just like the flexibility of this card. Austere Command, another card that I like the flexibility on. This one's like a fair farewell, because farewell just kind of feels disgusting half the time. We are also running another MDFC with Ondu Inversion. Again, super solid board wipe on a land, draw it early, no issue, draw it late, it's a board wipe. That's gonna do it for the deck tech, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Moxfield if you do check out this deck list. Like I said, it is super easy to copy it, tweak it to your own liking, and play test it. Let me know what you guys think about the deck overall, and as always, I hope this helped you in your deck building endeavors. I'll see you in the next one.